Let me premise this video by saying that is there something in my closet?
Run.
Let me come closer to the camera so that you guys can understand what I'm saying. I am in no way, shape, or form saying that I am qualified to do this video. Let me just say it loud and clear that if you are sensitive, please don't watch this video because you might get offended, and I don't want to slander your university right in front of you. This video is solely for jokes, and it's got nothing to do with the level of education of any of these universities. It really is just based on my own personal experiences, which to be honest are a bit questionable themselves. So yeah, also, where do I think I'm going dressed like this? If you guys saw what I have on let me just show you guys, all right? Very comfortable actually, sleeping trousers. Let me show you the fire of this fit. This is what the situation is. Was that necessary? Absolutely not. Thank you very much for tuning back into my YouTube channel. In my last video, I basically went through and reacted to the top universities in the UK. And you know what? I thought it'd be interesting if I did my own rankings, because rankings are all anyway. Why not do my own? I've limited this to Oxbridge and London universities because I have most of my experiences with people from London universities and also Oxford and Cambridge, because I feel like everyone has some sort of experience with Oxford and Cambridge. You can't really avoid Oxbridge students because they're everywhere. So my list consists of 5 tiers. We've got the first tier, which is the best tier, which is a 10 out of 10 recommend. It means that I love the people that go here. I love this university. I would recommend going to this university. Then we've got invite to prees, which is people that are fun, they're cool, and yeah, I just like their vibes. Like overall, they're really great vibes in my book. Then we have the third tier, which is a decent bunch. You know, like I might not invite them to prees because like they might not be my style, but they're pretty decent. They're good people, I would say. They're okay, yeah, okay. And then we've got meh, like I don't know much about them, but you know, they're just there. The last tier in this chart is stranger danger, which means that if I see you on the streets, I'm gonna pretend I didn't see you because I'm not trying to interact with you because you're a stranger and you are danger, and your university is stranger danger, all of it. So yeah, please do not come for me. I will slander these universities because I feel like that's just more entertaining, right? So I will be ranking 14 universities. We've got King's College, we've got LSE, we've got Goldsmiths, we've got Brunel, we've got University of Cambridge, we've got Kingston University, we've got London Business School, we've got Oxford, we've got Queen Mary University, we've got UAL, we've got UCL, we've got City, we've got University of Westminster, and we've got Imperial College London. Alright, so let's just start straight away. First of all, in the ranking, we've got KCL, aka King's College London, and honestly, they're pretty good. They're a pretty good university, I would say. However, I wouldn't put them in the top 10 to 10 recommend, because I've met some people from King's College that didn't give me the best vibes, and also I know a lot of King's students and a lot of them actually complain a lot about the university. Like I've heard so many complaints from King's students. I feel like I hear about like how their administration is slow, etc, etc. So I'm putting them in invite to prees because yeah, like I would invite them to prees, and some of them are kind of cool. I also know a lot of King's students are just like hella annoying, to be honest. Like, ooh, I might be revealing too much, but let me just say my sister goes to KCL. She's the first year, and she also does business, so I'm not going to slander them because, you know, like my sister goes there and she's great. So I am putting them in invite to pre. Yeah, they're a great university, and I feel like that's a good spot for them. LSE. Let me just put my recruiter hat, all right? As a recruiter, LSE is great. All their applicants that come through, they're driven, they're motivated, they're smart, they know their shit. The university is definitely great at preparing their students to go to the job market. Now let me take my recruiter hat off and just be my like normal self, like the human self. Honestly, the most arrogant people I've met come from LSE, and it's just that investment banker energy. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's that kind of like energy that, you know, I am all for if I'm a recruiter and if I'm like at LBS trying to look for jobs, etc. I'm all for that energy, but as a person, like, get away from me, please. So I'm actually gonna put them in Should I put them in stranger danger? Honestly, like some LSE people really like they grind my gears. So let's just be real, they rejected me, so definitely a little bit of saltiness coming through these opinions. Like LSE, if I got an offer, I would join 110%. I would take that offer and go to LSE. But as people, I know some lovely people, but I also know some like hella like annoying ass people from LSE, and they just always up in your face. It's like a whole school of extroverts. They immediately go into career mode, and I'm just like, can we not just chill for a little bit? So I'm gonna put them in stranger danger because honestly, I love them, but they need to get away from me. Next, we have Goldsmiths, which to be honest, I don't really know much about Goldsmiths. The people that I've met from Goldsmiths are like wholesome people. They exude Hufflepuff energy. That's it. I feel like Goldsmiths is just a school of Hufflepuffs. And they're honestly, that's so cute. I would put them a decent bunch. You know, you do you. I love that. But I won't invite you to Prees. Brunel University. Hey, Brunel. I honestly, let me just put this out there. Brunel have the best people. Funniest, like most kind, warm-hearted, and also like always down for a good time kind of people. They are so funny. They are honestly so humorous, and they wouldn't ever like kill a fly. They just give me wholesome but always down for a good time kind of energy, and I am all up for that. So I would definitely invite them to Prees. I'm gonna invite them to Prees.
Like, you still didn't like me. You been not like me because you judge women like me. You judged me before you knew me, so
I had a reason. I had a reason.
What was the reason?
I had a reason.
What was the reason? What was the reason?
The reason why I would say they're not 10 out of 10 recommend is because they're outside of London, and I'm not trying to travel 40 minutes to go clubbing. When it comes to education and campus facilities, I have heard that they're not the best, but the people are 10 out of 10. Honestly, if it was just people, I would say 10 out of 10. They would be at the top. But because this list is like a very complex list that takes into consideration different factors, I'm putting them in an invite to Prees.
I don't need to explain myself to you.
Next, we've got the University of Cambridge, which is of course a very well-known and reputable university in the UK, and of course they rank very high when it comes to academics, when it comes to faculty, when it comes to research. However, in my ranking, bish, they're not going to rank that high. Okay, so when I was doing my A-levels back in Portugal, I always had this perception that Cambridge was way better than Oxford for some reason. Out of like, I don't know why. It was just some reason. I just thought Cambridge was cooler. But then when I went to university and I met people from Cambridge and I met people from Oxford, honestly, I've had better experiences with Oxford students. Cambridge students, they do seem to fit more of a stereotype, like they study a lot, and like they're not always down for a good time, which is fine because you guys are so smart. Like, I know you guys have better things to do than to hang out with me, but yeah, like I would say you guys are a decent bunch. I'm gonna put them in a decent bunch. I wouldn't necessarily invite you to Prees. I don't have a single Cambridge student in mind right now that I would invite to a party.
Hey. How y'all doing?
I'm really sorry if you're watching this and you're my friend who comes from Cambridge, but I really don't think, let me try to think. You know, I don't think I have any friends from Cambridge. Next, we have Kingston University. All right, let me just, disclaimer, if you're a Kingston students, please don't watch this next part. I would say skip to this minute here and skip. All right, now that all the Kingston students aren't watching this, I just don't like Kingston. Okay, I have my reasons, but first of all, let me just premise that by saying that Kingston is beautifully located. It is I love Kingston as a place. I've been there just to visit Kingston in general, and it's lovely. It's like a little small town in the cusp of London, rural but very modern feeling to it. Now, with the university, first of all, I went there once with my friend for an open day because I went with her because she was considering this university, and it was a pretty bad tour, like half empty, and it was just not in great conditions, not gonna lie. And I know that I can't say much because I come from Queen Mary and Queen Mary looks like this, but Kingston didn't give me the best vibes, and the accommodation didn't look great.
Honey, I was in tears almost, and it has a white refrigerator. I was like,
The second reason is because I am part of a sports team, and every time we go to competitions, the team from Kingston is also there. That sports team always just gives off the worst energy ever. I am gonna put them in stranger danger because if I saw them at a competition, I would 100%.
I don't know who this man is.
I would honestly like avoid them like the coronavirus, okay? I'm not trying to interact with them. I'm trying to stay 2 meters apart from them. And that's not because they're bad people, just because of the energy that they radiate at the competitions that I've been. They were just not, like, they didn't cheer for other teams, for example. So I'm gonna put them in stranger danger. But again, if you are from that team, then please drop me a message on Instagram and introduce yourself, and I will directly apologize to you. I'm not saying you guys individually are bad people, but I'm saying as a team, you guys don't give me the right energy, okay? And I am saying this on camera, putting myself on blast a little bit, but it's okay because my YouTube is way small anyway, no one's gonna see this. All right, next we've got London Business School, and I want to put them in 10 out of 10 recommend because I would recommend everyone to go to London Business School. My whole channel is based on recommending people to go to London Business School, you know? They're a great university that goes under the radar and they rank very high, and everyone I've met from LBS, okay, not everyone, but most people I've met from LBS are great people. They're lovely people, like people that I genuinely want to be friends with for a very long time. I'm gonna put them in 10 out of 10 because obviously I went there, and yeah, this is biased video. This is a fully biased video, not gonna lie. And if you are mad about that, then please DM me and I will apologize to you directly. All here like giving out all my apologies because I don't want to get in trouble for this video. Next we've got University of Oxford, again a very well known and reputable university, and as I mentioned before, I actually have a better impression of Oxford than I have of Cambridge. I much prefer the Oxford bunch. They're very smart, very smart. They just don't come across as book smart as well, they come across as life smart. Everyone I've met from Oxford is like they have high EQ and high IQ, which isn't the case with my personal experiences when it comes to Cambridge. Also, my friends that are from Oxford, they're really fun people. So I'm gonna put them in 10 out of 10 recommend. Like, Oxford, you go, I stan you. I am an Oxford stan. If I was to choose, or if I had the chance to choose, I would choose Oxford. Next we've got Queen Mary, which if you don't know already, this is where I went for undergrad. All my best friends, not all, but 99% of my best friends are from Queen Mary University. And let's just be completely honest. If I didn't go to Queen Mary, I'd probably put them in stranger danger. I would. I really would. But because I went there and I know how amazing people at Queen Mary are, I'm gonna put them in 10 to 10 to recommend. And again, I am being very biased, but something I learned through this channel is if I'm not going to advocate for my own university, and if I'm not going to be proud of my own university, then who is? I was always a little bit embarrassed of going to Queen Mary, but if I don't say it loud and proud that Queen Mary is a great university, then who is? And how is their brand and reputation ever going to get better if their own alumni aren't proud of it? You know, like, I am proud of where I am today. I'm very proud of what I've achieved, and if it wasn't for Queen Mary, who knows where I'd be. Alright, the next university we have on this list is UAL, which is University of Arts London. Honestly, people there are so cool. They're just cool and trendy. They just always, like, they make all of us other universities look really lame. However, at the same time, on the other side of the spectrum, we also get like mean vibes from UAL. You know, like the high school mean girl who also has a really rich parents and ends up like getting everything they want from life. I feel like UAL kind of gives off that energy as well. So in one side we have like the indie, like fun and very cool people who like are against gentrification and stuff like that, and then on the other side we have people who are just rich, mean, and you kind of really want to punch them in the face. So because of that, I'm gonna say it balances out, and I'm gonna put them in meh. Maybe I should put them in the but then meh has no one in it. See, like, I kind of want them to put in meh because I haven't put any university there yet. So UAL, I'm sorry, but you're the victim. All right, next we've got UCL, University College London. I love everyone that goes to UCL. Again, I'm part of the sports team, as I mentioned before, where I had terrible experiences with Kingston University. But at the same time, I've had the best experiences with UCL's sports team. When I go to competitions with my team and I see UCL people there, I immediately feel like a sense of comfort and warmth from them. Very humble as well, like very humble people. Their university is beautiful. I love what it looks like. It looks like the freaking Parthenon. It's so beautiful. And also, let me just put it out there that I have spent the most amount of time at UCL in this list of universities, without counting, of course, the universities I went to myself. So without counting LBS and Queen Mary, I have spent most time at UCL because they did this really great thing where the university actually installed mirrors in one of their foyers. Yeah, they've installed mirrors in their foyer, and it's really good because their dance team is huge, and they have other teams like their Bollywood team and other performance teams. So the university really allows the cultivation of arts and creativity within its students, which I love, and I would always go there. This is why I spent so much time at UCL, is because I would always go there with my friends and we'd practice dancing at UCL because they have those mirrors downstairs, which is just so considerate of the university. Meanwhile, at Queen Mary, we had to pay like £30 an hour, or £30 for 2 hours for the studio, which is ridiculous. It's so expensive, and I feel like those kind of basic facilities should be free. Yeah, they're just humble, they're nice, they're wholesome, they're like smart Hufflepuffs. They're like Raven Puffs, which is why I'm gonna put them in 10 out of 10, baby. Recommend. Next, we have City University, which actually I know that Cass is a really good business school. However, City as a whole, I don't hear much about, and I don't know that many people who went to City. The few people that I've met, they're decent, but they don't really stand out. They're like okay people. Like I don't really know them that much, so I'm gonna put them in meh. Next, we have University of Westminster, and honestly, I again don't know much about University of Westminster. Where they do their business school was really close to where I lived last year. A lot of smokers, first of all, and I don't like smokers. Like every time I pass the school, there just be loads of smokers outside, and yeah, like smokers are not my thing. Are they stranger danger? I don't think so. Like if I saw someone from Westminster, I wouldn't run away from them. They don't stand out to me, so I'm gonna put them in meh. Let me change UAL to a decent bunch, because now that we've got people in meh, I'm okay to changing UAL. Alright, the last school that we have on this list is Imperial College London, and I love Imperial. I just don't know, I have this affinity for Imperial because everyone I've met from Imperial has just been so lovely. I would say Imperial and LSE, they're very comparable in terms of academics, in terms of rankings, in terms of reputation. They're both very well branded schools in the UK. However, they're smart in different ways. I feel like LSE, they have like the econ majors, they have the accounting, finance majors, all those majors that are very driven in life, and they want to achieve beautiful things like make a lot of money, which honestly I'm all for. And Imperial, on the other hand, they're smart in a different way. I feel like they're the geeky STEM students. Like LSE, they're smart but in an arrogant way, whilst Imperial, they're smart but in a geeky cute way. And I'd much rather be with the Imperial bunch than the LSE bunch, even though I probably fit myself more in the LSE bunch because I am a business major, so it's very see, I don't even know how to speak anymore. The downside of Imperial is the fact that they have a really bad male to female ratio. So if you didn't know, it's like 70-30 from male to female students in Imperial. So it's like a freaking sausage fest in there. Yeah, that is kind of the downside of the con to Imperial, but everything else, I've had amazing experiences with them, and yeah, 10 out of 10 recommend. No questions asked. All right, so we have the final list here, which, to be honest, I kind of want to reshuffle this a little bit because it doesn't look right to me. First of all, I'm gonna put London Business School at Invited Please. I was thinking about it, right? And I feel like I love LBS. Of course I do. Like, I went there and I had an amazing experience. I also paid a lot of tuition for it. My best friends from LBS, I love them. But my like secondary friends from LBS are more of like an Invited Please kind of situation. So I am putting LBS at Invited Please, as controversial as that is. But honestly, I've already advocated for this school so much, I don't feel bad putting them in the second tier. London Business School, one of the best business schools in the whole wide world.
What was the reason?
I feel a bit bad for putting LSE in stranger danger, but honestly, you guys couldn't give less of a shit about me, which is why I don't feel bad putting you guys there anyway, because I know you guys are confident enough to not be offended by any of my decisions. Kingston, I feel a bit bad for putting Kingston there, but again, someone has to be there. If you're a Kingston student, then I'm sorry. But yeah, everything else I think I stand by. I don't know if you guys can tell, but the sun is coming down, which I feel like is a good sign for me to wrap up this video and make sure that I don't say anything else that is stupid and offensive. And hopefully it was just a fun, entertaining video for you to watch. It's just really a personal take on rankings, and just to prove to you guys that all of it is anyway. You shouldn't trust any of the rankings or leaks out there. Anyways, thank you very much for watching this video, and please don't forget to like and subscribe as always. Let me know what other rankings you'd like me to do next. I was thinking of doing a ranking of these universities based on how attractive the people are. That's very shallow, but might be entertaining to do, so let me know if you want to see that or any other rankings you want me to do. But yeah, this was a fun video, and bye bye.